So we're looking at images, how to create them, why we have them, how to use them to our advantage, how to create the life that we truly desire. And when you intentionally do this, you will see things coming into your life quicker than you can really imagine them. So we think with images all the time. So I want you to close your eyes just for a minute and tell me, does your front door in your house have the handle on the left and it opens to the right? Or is the handle on the right and opens to the left? I'll give you a quick minute. So did you, on the screen of your mind, go to your front door, look at your front door as if you were standing in front of your front door and go, okay, the handle is on the left and it opens to the right? Or did you look at it and go, it opens from the handle's on the right and it opens to the left? Well, you actually had the picture, the image of your front door on the screen of your mind. Now, you didn't have the words door come up on the screen of your mind. You actually had the image of the door. So if I said to you, what color is your refrigerator? You would go to your kitchen. On the screen of your mind, you would be standing in front of your refrigerator and you would say it's either white, black, silver, whatever color it is. So we think with images, and it's very powerful when we can intentionally create an image of something that we want to create in our life. So just for a story, we just went to Canada and the US, if you've been listening. And before we went, there was some images that I had on the screen of my mind. We were going mountain biking, so I knew we were going to be going down some steep hills. We were going to LA. We were going to Las Vegas, so I had, images in my mind of places that we were going to. And some of the things that I wanted to do while we were there, I had that image in my mind. So one of the things I wanted to do was go on a helicopter ride to Grand Canyon and go over the strip of Las Vegas, of which we did, and it was an incredible time. And I had the image in my mind before we went. Now, we didn't actually book that before we went. We didn't even, book anything ahead of schedule. We just had the flights and the accommodation booked, and what we were going to do was just whatever we were going to do. So when we got to Las Vegas, I didn't know whether there was going to be availability to go and do this helicopter ride or whether it was just something that, was going to happen or not. But where we stayed had someone there who was able to provide us with the information, and we booked through them. So it came about very easily and effortlessly. But it was because I had that image of that's what I wanted to do, and it came about. So when you think with images, we think with pictures, you can create anything you want. Now, you can create it both personally, professionally. So you can create an image in your mind of the business that you want to have, or the career that you want to have, the people you want to have in your life, the way you want to decorate your home or your bedroom. They're all images. Holidays, massive image. We all have an image when we think of going to, a resort or, crystal clear waters. We have that image of our mind with crystal clear waters, walking along the beach or lying along the beach. Whatever it is, you have that image in your mind before you're even there. So I have mentioned this before, but Dr. Thurman Fleet created an image of the stick person for his patients back in 1934. He was a chiropractic healer, and he created these images purely because he wanted his patients to have an image to work with. So when you have an image to work with, that's when you can create anything in your life. Now, you can create an image by drawing a picture. You can create an image by creating a vision board. You can create an image pretty much any way you like. It can just be an image that you have on the screen of your mind. But once you actually have those images, it's amazing what you can achieve and what you can create in your life. So I want you to think about something that you really, really want. Now, if you've never sat down and written out a list of things that you really, really want, here's your chance. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and put a line down the center and a line across the top, and write personally in the left column and professionally in the right column. And when you think of it this way, you always want to be writing down more of the things that you want, either personally or professionally, because everything we desire in life will keep us going. It gives us a purpose. It gives us a passion. It gives us something to get out of bed for. So what do you really want? And be specific. Don't just say, oh, look, I'd really like a business. Be specific about what business you want, how many employees you'd like to have, what's the turnover you'd like to have. Create an image of the office that you would have if you're in an office. Create an image of who's working there, you spending the money that you're making, both in your business and both personally. Be really, really specific with what you want and write all those sorts of things down. Now, this is goal setting as well. So you want to be doing things that you haven't done before. Writing out a want, like you could write out, I want a Porsche. Well, if that's something you've never done before, you've got to create something within inside of you to be able to get to that point of being able to buy a Porsche. But you've got the image in your mind first of what you want. So if you've got that image on your phone, on your computer, on a vision board that you can see every day, those thoughts of having a Porsche, when you believe that you are worthy of having it, you will start taking action to achieving buying a Porsche. So I want you to have a look at, one of the things that you've written out on your want list, and choose something that really stretches you. Choose something that seems like a fantasy, seems like something that you will never ever have in your life, and create an image around it. Like, do you want to fly business class, first class, private jet, whatever those sorts of things are? Create the image so that you can then have that image to work with. When you have the image to work with, as I said, it is going to be something that will get you further in life. It will make you'll have something to focus on. When you have something to focus on, you've got something to work towards. So even thinking of things like, I wish I had more confidence, or, I would love more confidence, but I don't know how to get it. Imagine yourself being that person that can walk through a room of people and totally own who you are, and people are just looking at you as if to say, I want to be like her. You've got to imagine that about yourself. Imagine you have that confidence. So create that image. You've probably heard people say, be the movie star of your own movie. Well, there's a movie. Create that image of you walking through that room, being as confident as can be, and people just looking at you in awe. Create that movie as an image in your mind, and then focus on it. The more you focus on it, the more it's actually going to come to you. Think about Olympic athletes. They've got 4 years to achieve that next goal that they want to achieve. Now, I remember reading a story that some athlete, I think he was US athlete, wanted to take 4 seconds off his previous time. I think he might have been a runner. And he created an image. And over those 4 years, he worked on taking a second off a year. Now, a second is really nothing, but in athletics, in bike riding, in swimming, whatever it is, a second is a long time. So building that image of them achieving that second off, so that by the 4 years that come around, they've taken off 4 seconds and they're winning gold. They're doing what they want to do. So they're achieving the things that they want to achieve. But just by getting up and going to the track every day and just practice after practice after practice is not enough. There's got to be affirmations. There's got to be an image. There's got to be a belief. And that belief doesn't come unless you have an image to work with. So as I said, you can build a life for yourself around creating images. So I create images. I create an image of how I want my business to be. I create an image of who's in my life. I create an image of how many people are in my life, how many people are in my coaching business, how much I want to turn over, how I want to travel, where I want to go on holidays. All these things come from an image, and then I focus on the image, and then I, create the belief that that's going to happen, and then it happens in my life. The only thing you cannot determine is the time frame that that's actually going to come in. So one of the things you can do is do a visualization around the images that you have. And, you can create a visualization thing for yourself in the morning if you're into that kind of thing. I visualize before I get out of bed, and I visualize as I'm falling asleep, visualizing the goal that I want to achieve, whether it be personal or professional, but going down a set of stairs. And once I get to the bottom of those stairs, there's a door that I get to open. And that door actually has, when I open it, has the images that I have created. So they're like a picture on a wall in a room. And I get to look at those pictures on the wall, in the room, me being in it, however it is that I have drawn it or imagined it in my mind. And then I get to leave that room of images and fall asleep. Or I open it up in the morning and that room of images are there for me to focus on all the time. It's also a really good trigger point when you are having a negative thought and you want to bring it back to something that is a little bit more positive. You can use one of your images to go and have a better thought. So when we are having those moments of sadness or negativity, the moments that don't serve us, it is about going one better thought, one better thought, one better thought. So what better way than actually having an image that we've created for ourselves for things that we totally want in our life, and then we can create them. So once you actually have created that image, however you've created it, that image is then our paradigm. Now last week I spoke about paradigms, and that image is our paradigm because it is something beyond us. It's something that's stretching us. It's something we've never had before, but it's something we have imagined. It's something we have fantasized about. It's something that we want. And we do have 6 higher faculties. One of those is imagination. So we do have the ability to think and imagine and fantasize beyond anywhere where we've ever known. It's just up to us as to how far we want to take that imagination. So a lot of the times we actually sit in our life having achieved already the things that we've achieved, and we don't go beyond. We sort of think, I've achieved that, that's enough. But I know that I want more. When I achieve something, it's like, oh, yeehaw, I've achieved it. Now what can I achieve? It's like the challenge. I love that challenge. And so wherever you're sitting, you can have more. It's just a matter of getting that mental faculty out and using your imagination and sitting down with a pen and paper. Even just journal, writing out words of things that you want and just sort of thinking, I'd really like that. How can I bring that about? Draw the picture, create the image, focus on the image. When you continually focus on that image, you build belief that that image is going to come about, and then you start taking action towards achieving that goal. So some common mistakes people make when they start creating images is they become too vague or generic. They're not being imaginative enough. So create an image that you get emotionally attached to. It's something that really drives your desire. Something that you just sort of think at the beginning, how the hell am I going to achieve that? Well, the thing is, you don't want to focus on the how, because when you make the committed decision that that's what's going to be in your life, things, resources, people, money will come flowing to you because you've made that decision, because that's what you want. So create an image that you become emotionally connected with. One of the other things is that people make a mistake about is they're just occasionally looking at the image. They're not looking at it every day. You want to be looking at this image every day. You know, if you can have a screenshot on your phone, every time you pick up your phone, you're looking at the image. When you're looking at that image, you're focusing on it, you're looking at it, you're getting excited about it. You're raising your vibration every time you look at it. So create something that you can put in places where you can actually see it all the time. And don't let the current thing that you're doing now override your vision. You're not going to see the results straight away. It's just the way it is. You're not going to see results for a while. But the thing is, they will come. It's just a matter of focusing on it and just being in that moment that you know it's going to come. It's going to be here. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be it's my future. So some of the daily practices that you can do to keep the images alive. So morning visualization through some music. So I said before, you can do a visualization where you're walking down a group of stairs, maybe 10 steps, and there's a door. And when you open that door, there is a room of your images. Create a visualization to some music that works for you around your room of images. Have a quick 60-second image check-in during the day. So what I mean by that is the more you can focus on your image throughout the day, the faster it will come to you. So if you can set a couple of times throughout your day where you can check in with your image, it's going to come faster to you than you can imagine. So I'm not saying that you have to visualize and go down those stairs to your room of images. You can just open up that room of images and you can have the image there. You've got it on the screen of your mind. The visualization is actually going through the process of getting it there, but you can have a quick 60-second image check-in during the day anytime you like. And as I said, it's creating those moments throughout the day. And I know when I'm, if I have a negative moment and I'm noticing I'm having a negative moment, I'll instantly go to my image because I don't want to be in that negative vibration because that's only going to cause more negativity to me. Another thing that you can do to keep your images alive is journaling as if you're already living it. So writing out affirmations, if you journal every day, writing out I have whatever it is you want. I have achieved it. Living as if it's already there. So journaling, when you put pen to paper, that's actually when you're thinking your most because you have to think to create words on paper. So think about, your goal. Journal every day. Do whatever it is that you need to do to keep that image alive. And then celebrate the wins along the way. It's the small wins along the way that gives you the proof that you're working towards your image. You're moving towards your image that you have created. Little wins, and even jotting them down in my wins, and those wins are usually a want. So when you actually look at your book and you go, oh, I wanted that a few years ago or 6 months ago, I've now got it. Put your wins in a list and cross them off your wants and just go, I've achieved it, because we don't actually give ourselves enough credit for what we achieve throughout our lifetime. And a lot of the times, because we haven't given ourselves enough credit, we can give up on that image of what we want. So I invite you to create your image today. Think about what you want, draw what you want, look at the drawing all the time, have it as an image on your phone, your vision board, wherever you can put it. Create that image of what you want and be really, really particular with what that image looks like. So my coaching teaches you how to create the images for you to achieve what you want. And that is both personally and professionally. So as I said, I invite you to give me a call, or what I'll do is I'll pop the link into the Facebook group. And if you're wanting to have a call with me, a 30-minute free transformation call, just click the link, organize a time that works for you, and let's have a chat. And let's get you moving into the space of achieving the things that you truly desire.